Yo. Welcome in, man. Today is January the 14th. Welcome to the ChrisBeCappinn Show. We have it's about 7 games, I think, on the board for today. Jump to a quick recap as we always do and talk about jaXon as we always do as well. We are coming off a 1-1 night for myself yesterday. Talked a lot about, so I cashed on Cade Cunningham over his 20. I think the number was 24 and a half points. Little reverse jinx in the Discord last night. It's 7 points at halftime, 3 fouls, and I was like, man, this is why I don't bet player props. And he comes out and has, I think, like a 17-point third quarter. As far as the loser, Golden State, man. Golden State win margin 1-10. Knew that they weren't going to win by margin, so I thought 1-10 was good. They actually had a 3-point lead at the end of the third quarter. Was winning throughout the fourth quarter. Last 4 minutes, I don't even think that they made a shot. I'm talking about Steph missed threes. Buddy Hield had a game-time three-pointer. They lose the game to an 8-31 Toronto team. So that was the loser. Also, Clippers 1-10 win margin. I didn't end up getting there betting it, but on the show yesterday. And this is why I don't make bets early. I'm pretty sure most people understand, but so difficult to bet NBA. After the show yesterday, Bam Adebayo ends up going on the injury report. They win the game by 11 instead of 10. So that 1-10 win margin, if you played it yesterday, there was a terrible beat by yourself, especially with the Heat coming out so hot yesterday and getting a big lead in that game early. But that was the recap. I think there was a couple other things on the short list that did. One other thing that did cash, one that didn't, but regardless, neither here nor there. Let's jump into the comments and jump into the games for today, man. It's a nice slate on the board for today. A couple of looks that I've played already and one that I actually just played that I need to give out. I feel like this line is going to move before the show ends. So I'm going to go ahead and send it out to the member. I literally just played this, but right before the show started. So I'm going to give this out to the member. I'm going to send this to the members real quick for people who want to ride with it. And then we'll get into the comments real quick. This is literally what I was doing while I was late. All right, let's do just that. I sent it out. What's up, Tasha? Good morning. Algina says, good morning, Chris and crew. The Lakers suck. They are on the do not bet list. Stay away from those Lakers, man. Stay away from those Lakers. Good morning, Andrew. What up, LJ? Says Chris, a lot of action on the card today. Let's get to it. What up, Brim? Appreciate you for tapping in as always, bro. My guy Justin in here with us as always as well. Good morning, Hyman Brinks. Tasha says, ban the Lakers. I should have listened to you yesterday when you said staying away. Yeah, can't, bro. Just stay away from Laker games. Just stay away from them, man. I can't touch them. Cannot touch them. Let's see. Good morning, Helping Hands. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Frank, good morning, bro. Hope all is well with you. What up, AOD? Early morning crew. Nayeli in here says, good morning, everyone. Man, the Raptors and Pistons money line cash just today. Yeah, good looks from Nayeli. I remember you saying you liked Toronto. Toronto ended up having quickly ruled out throughout the day. And Draymond, of course, doesn't play. Warriors going through it, man. They're going through it. What up to my guy, Mark? Knew he won't sleep. What up, Mark? Mark always in here rocking with us in the morning. Good morning, Merrill. Fear Elite, good morning, bro. Hope all is well with you. Parlay Moneybag, what up, bro? Hope all is well with you. And what up, D Bookie as well, man. He says, let's get this money. Let's jump right into it. So first up, jaXon. jaXon is your AI sports betting buddy. Check jaXon out. There's a 50% discount code in the description of the video for whatever tier that you want to try out and select. It can save you tons of time, like literally tons of time on all of your research, and it can give you picks based on what it's thinking as well. So today I asked jaXon about Kings and Bucks. Very interesting game on the board for today. And jaXon tells me I wanted to know about the spread. So jaXon says recent form, the Kings are red hot, riding a 7-game winning streak under interim head coach Doug Christie. They've improved slightly in rebounding. They're first in the league during the stretch and defense, allowing just 111.3 points per game over their last 7 games. The Bucks are coming off a 140-106 blowout loss to the Knicks. but they've been solid at home with an 11-7 record. Giannis continues to dominate, averaging 34.4 points per game and 11.9 rebounds per game. The ATS performances, so you got the Bucks 16-21 against the spread this season, 12-16 when they're favored by 2 points or more. They've struggled to cover consistently, especially against teams with strong offenses. The Kings 16-23 against the spread, but have covered 6 of their last 8 games, including 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games on the road. So key matchups, you got Giannis versus Sabonis. Giannis is a force in the paint, but Sabonis has been equally impactful, averaging 20.7 points per game, 14.2 rebounds per game, and 6.2 assists. Sabonis' ability to facilitate and rebound will be crucial in countering Giannis's dominance, and I agree with that. De'Aaron Fox, 26.5 points per game, is questionable due to a hip injury. If he's out, Malik Monk, 17.2 points per game, will take a larger role, which could impact Sacramento's offensive efficiency. Trends, the Kings 6-2 against the spread in their last 8, 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 road games against teams with the home win percentage above 60%. The Bucks just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games, have struggled defensively, allowing 140 points to the Knicks in their last outing. Injury impact, the Kings may be without De'Aaron Fox, which could shift more responsibilities to Sabonis and Monk. However, Sacramento's depth has been a strong strength during their winning streak. The Bucks are healthy with Giannis and Dame Lillard leading the charge. It doesn't say that Chris Middleton's ruled out, but he is. So here's the recommendation. It says Sacramento Kings +2. The Kings' recent form, improved defense, and rebounding dominance makes them a strong pick to cover the spread. Even without Fox, their depth and momentum under Doug Christie gives them an edge against a Bucks team that has struggled against the spread this season. The Kings' ability to limit turnovers, 7th in the league, and capitalize on Milwaukee's defensive lapses could be the deciding factors here. So jaXon likes Sacramento +2. I am probably going to stay on the sideline in this one, but I do think that's a pretty interesting look for jaXon today. And I do think you kind of want to monitor the injury report as well. So that's jaXon. Like I said, check out the link if you're interested. You can look at, other than NBA, NFL, NCAA football, basketball, all that good stuff, MLB, all that good stuff is on jaXon. So it'll analyze a lot, save you a lot of time as well. Let's jump into the games on the board for today, man. We got the Thunder and the 76ers. This line has changed. My numbers, what you see on the screen is not going to be updated. I'll add it throughout. This line is now down to it looks like 10.5 is consensus. I had the numbers. I did these graphics last night, and the total has moved up to about 218.5 now. So this was the numbers you saw. The 216.5 was what I had in my notes when I made the graphics last night. So first up, we got Thunder and the 76ers. Game will be played in Philadelphia. Injury report really quickly. We got Joel Embiid already being ruled out. Not sure if he's ever going to play basketball again. Also, Drummond will be out. Kyle Lowry will be out, and then Caleb Martin is listed as game time decision. Truly questionable with a growing injury. On the Oklahoma City Thunder side, they just getting healthier, man. AJ Mitchell continues to be out. Chet Holmgren, of course, also out. But they get Caruso back. So Caruso, another great defender. They get another great defender back. You got a Philly team that's dominated OKC recently. They've won 8 of the last 10 games. On the OKC side, this is the last game before game road trip. They've won 16 of their last 18 games. Offense has been cooking lately. They had 136 in Washington the other day, 122 at the Garden, and 122 against Cleveland the other day as well. They do have a rematch with the Cavs coming up when they get home, because this is the last of the 4-game road trip. But that game isn't until Thursday, and I'm not really someone who thinks that OKC looks ahead to games. So we'll see how that impacts them in this spot. For Philly, coming off 1 day's rest, they've lost back-to-back games to the Pelicans and the Magic. They failed to cover 4 of their last spreads, and they just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. This is the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Knicks coming to town tomorrow, a fired-up Knicks team because they just lost to Detroit last night. After the Knicks, they got the Pacers, they got the Bucks on the second leg of a back-to-back. So it don't get no easier for Philly. Like, it don't get no easier for them at all. So thought process in the game. Philly team total under. The number is 104.5. When I was going through my numbers this morning, I know the total continues to go up. So maybe as the total goes up, Philly team total will go up as well. It's nothing that I've played so far, but I'm going through my numbers. and I'm looking at OKC. OKC is, real quick, just to put some numbers to this. So OKC, we know that they're the best defense in the NBA. They're giving up 103.8 points per 100 possessions. But also last 5 games, they're giving up 102.7 points per 100 possessions. So not only are they the best defense on the full season, but also on the last 5 games. And then I'm looking at their strength of schedule. OKC has played the most difficult strength of schedule over the last 5 games. And they're giving up 104.8 points per 100 possessions. Like, they're number one in efficiency numbers as far as points scored. When I think about Philly's offense, I just watched this offense struggle against the Orlando Magic in Orlando the other day. Coming back home, I don't think it's going to make it any better. Their averages is just 109 points over their last 5 games. But that's against the weakest schedule in the NBA. They've actually played the softest schedule. They're the 30th in strength of schedule over the last 5 games. So it's going to be a lot tougher here. I also think about Philly on the first leg of a back-to-back. They're 3-1 to the under. If they're playing the first leg of a back-to-back, and like I said, they do have Orlando come. They got Milwaukee. Who did I say they have coming tomorrow? They got they got the Knicks coming to town tomorrow. So yeah, this is a game that I think goes under. Philly also playing at the second slowest pace on the full season. I think they probably dictate pace here. Last 5 games, they're 22nd in pace. So I think that Maxi's going to really struggle in this game. We know that OKC is the best defense against the primary ball handler in pick and rolls. And I think Maxi's going to struggle. I think Paul George is going to struggle. I'm not sure how Philly gets to 105 points in this game. So didn't play it yet, but that's the way that I'm looking in this one. Player prop wise, we'll go over to, and then I'll go through the comments. We'll go over to Outlier. There is a link in the description if you like Outlier or you want to check it out. There's a link in the description that'll get you 7 days free access. But I mean, we're looking here. Jalen Williams, right? Dude continues to go under. This is under 25.5 points plus rebounds, or you could just go points. He goes under at a pretty high rate most of the time. So this is over. You can see that he hasn't hit that a lot of the times. So let's go under 20.5. Here we go. So you can see that he's underneath the number in 9 of his last 10 games. Like he's it's not even that he's been struggling. It's just that OKC is a well-balanced a team. So under the 20.5 in 9 of his last 10 games. Philly, I talked about it, playing at the second slowest pace on the full season, equals less possessions. Last 5 games, they're 22nd in pace. J-Dub scores 25% of his points as the pick and roll ball handler. Philly defense is not bad. Offense just sucks. They're actually 12th defensively versus the pick and roll ball handler. Also, he scores 20% of his points as the spot up shooter. Philly 8th against spot up shooters as well. So they, like I said, the defense hasn't been too bad. They've limited Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Cam Thomas, all to under on their points in some recent matchups. So I know Philly has been trash, but it hasn't necessarily been their defense. They did struggle defensively against the Pelicans, but I think J-Dub continues to go under. So if I was looking at a player prop, this is the one that kind of stuck out to me. You can also see Philly right here, only giving up the 8th fewest points. So those are my thought processes on this one. Let's go back through the comments and see what you guys are thinking about it, and we're gonna keep it pushing. All right, let's see. What up, Ken? Appreciate you for tapping in. Hude says he's with the Kings tonight. We'll talk about that. She'll be best to wish I played that Clippers 1 to 11 to 20 win margin. Yeah, for sure. D Bookie says Thunder minus 10.5 if no Embiid. Yeah, it's no Embiid. Line actually came down without Embiid though. This line was at 12. I think the Thunder win the game by margin. I haven't bet it yet. I want to look a little deeper into it, but I do think that regardless if they don't win by margin, if Philly plays slow, I don't think Philly gets to their team total. So that's what I'm looking at a little bit more. But if I had to play the spread, it would be Thunder minus the 10.5. The Thunder just continue to cover. So to put some numbers to that real quick, the Thunder are averaging 121.2 points per game. Excuse me. In their last 5, they're giving up 105. And and it's all been against the strongest strength of schedule. Like they are just different, man. Thunder are different. Now you get a step down in class. We saw what happened when they got a step down in class in DC. The 76ers are more like the Wizards than they are like a good team. So yeah, that's my thought process. Mark says he laid the 10 last night. Right there with you, Mark. Haven't gotten there, but I should get there. Nayeli says she likes the Thunder minus 10.5. Shea over his points. 76ers are free falling. They absolutely are, right in front of our eyes. 1-5 against the spread in their last 6. Shout out to Bane last night, man. I didn't end up getting there with the spread. But yeah, shout out to Bane for hitting that pointless 3 last night to keep the back door open. The Memphis plus the points was the winner last night. Maxey over his points for the rest of the season, Nayeli says. LJ says OKC only team in the NBA you can trust against the spread, 10.5. Let's ride. I'm right there with y'all. I might even add that, man. I think they're gonna smoke these boys tonight. What up, PZ? Appreciate you for tapping in. Taylor likes Yabusele over his 6.5 board. Says he's over in 6 of his 7 games without Embiid and Drummond. At least 13 plus rebound chances in all 7 of those games. 31 minutes in all 7 games as well. With 31 minutes or more, he's over in 9 of his 13 games. OKC allows 28 most rebounds. I like this look by Taylor here. Yabusele. I'm probably not going to get there, but I do think it's a very, very solid look for Yabusele to in this game. He plays really, really hard, man. I like Yabusele a lot. Was looking at his matchup in this game as well. Didn't quite get there with anything, but over 6.5 rebounds. I'll look at that as well. What's up, Blaze? Appreciate you for tapping in. What else y'all saying? What up, Prestigious Prodigy? Christian, good morning, bro. Says feeling Paul George under points, rebounds, and assists as well. Think it's 31.5. I would only look towards the under. Paul George is another guy who likes to score off ISO and off pick and roll. And yeah, they just kind of they kind of take that away from you. OKC is the best team in the NBA. The only reason I didn't play Maxey is because I think his volume is just going to be so high. But typically like to fade primary ball handlers against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So could not talk you off looking at some PG in this spot, Christian. Could not talk you off at all. Lee says he likes PG over his 2.5 threes. And yeah, I think we did a pretty good job here. Let's move over. She says Thunder nothing as well. John says I grabbed that plus 12.5. I'm about to grab that minus 10.5 as well. He's going playing both sides. And good morning to AC Locks. Let's keep it pushing, man. Next game we got up is the Cavs and the Pacers. This line, I got to this one early. I'm gonna be on this game for just a quick second, man. We cashed Pacers plus 9.5 the other day. They won the game outright. So in this one, game will never be played in Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton is listed as doubtful. He missed the second half of the game on Sunday. And then on the opposite side for Cleveland, Ty Jerome is listed as questionable. He was listed as doubtful in that last game, and he did not play. He's listed as doubtful. It's still an illness that Ty Jerome is dealing with. So you got a spot that could be a quick revenge here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They lost, like I said, they got smoked actually. I lost by 15, 108 to 93 back on Sunday. Indy was getting 9 points. The total was set at 239. Cleveland is still balling, 9-1 straight up, 6-4 against the spread in their last 10. Though they have been coming back down to earth a little bit. They've actually failed to cover 3 straight within that time frame. This is the first game of a 3-game road trip for them. After playing 4 straight home games, they play in OKC on Thursday. On the Pacers side, really balling, man. I said this on Sunday, 7-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 games. They've won six in a row. They've covered 6 in a row, 4 straight unders for them as well. Defensively, they turned it up a lot. They played in Detroit on Thursday. So I played the under yesterday. I sent this out to the members about 5:30 yesterday evening. We jumped in early, sniped the total in this one. Under 237 is what it came out at. Last game went well under the 240, and this total opened lower. So typically you want to play those. That's a very just strong trend towards the under. The books expect less points based on the last game. If you've been watching the show, you know that we talk about that system play all the time. But also, you got Halliburton listed as doubtful. The Pacers offense scores about 7 field points per 100 possessions without him on the floor. And defensively, they give up 3 less points as well. To put that in perspective, their games with Holly are averaging about 232 points with him on the floor and only 222 without Halliburton on the floor. Also, Haven't talked about this in a while, but Andrew Nembhard, which is the reason why the Pacers have turned their season around. The Pacers defense gives up 13 fewer points with Andrew Nembhard on the floor, 106 with him on the floor, 119 without Andrew Nembhard. Both of those things should help in this instance. Lastly, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but the Pacers are actually the number one defensive rated team over the last 5 games. They're allowing just 103 points per 100 possessions. They're fourth against the three-point shot, limiting teams to 10 fewest attempts as well over the last 5 games. The Cavs are 8th over the last 5 games in three-point frequency, and the Pacers are forcing teams off the three-point line. They're 10th in opponent above the break 3 frequency, 4th in opponent above the break 3 accuracy over their last 5 games. And then you got the Cavs. They've only lost 4 games this season, 5 games this season, and they are 3-1. I think it's 3-1 or 4-1 to the under in their next game. They've actually held each one of their opponents under their team total when they're coming off a loss. So you can expect a better defensive performance from the Cavaliers, even though they only gave up 108 points. I just think that their offense is still going to struggle. I think this game's going to be played a tad bit slower. I know both of these teams play really, really fast. But we jumped in on the under at 237. Hopefully people took it. It was open on Fanatics yesterday, and this went all the way down to 228. I think it's back up now to 232 and a half. So the numbers that you see on the screen are not accurate. This should say 232. I'm not sure what I would do with it at 232 if I'm being honest with you guys. I think I would. I think I would probably go. Honestly, I have no idea what I would do at 232. Because at 226, it went all the way down to 226, and I was like, I'll take under. I'll play over now because I got so much CLV, but I'm not sure what I would do at 232. That kind of feels like where it probably should be. So I'll leave the total alone. As far as the spread goes, the Cavs have you would expect the Cavs to bounce back maybe first half, but we saw the Cavs also in this spot against Atlanta earlier this season. They lost at home to Atlanta, went back to Atlanta, also lost. So I'm not sure if it's necessarily going to mean that the Cavs are going to automatically bounce back. I think the Pacers are playing really good basketball on both sides of the basketball right now. So probably end up staying off of anything in this game, just more so looking. And we don't know if Holly's going to play or not, but I think he doesn't play. That was one of the reasons why I jumped in on the total early. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. What up, Brian says, come on, Chris. What a Sunday. What a Sunday. These Rams got it done last night over on the West Coast. 5 o'clock, Brian in here, man. Tapped in with me. What's up, Brian? Top of the morning, bro. Cavs win, Pacers cover, plus 7.5, D-Bookie says. OKC only. My fault, Sean. My fault. Says he already played it. You ain't put the minus in there, Sean. That's what threw me off. Says he played the 12.5, minus 12.5, and he gonna play the 10. Okay. Cavs revenge for LJ. Cavs smack City spot. Okay. People like the Cavs to bounce back. I could see it. I'm not betting it, but I could see it. Nayeli says, I view the Hawks are best. Then back-to-back, the Pacers can most definitely do it too. So Pacers on the money line, thinking they win twice in a row. Mr. No Problem says Indiana is 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games they played in January. And I said this as well. This should be an under in Mark's opinion. And I'm right there with you. Like the Mark agree there. Cavs get right spot and under for Sheed. Okay. Pacers are going back to the playoffs. Yeah, no, absolutely are. That's right. That is right. Driving down your Indiana Pacers. Coming live to you from my basement. The Indiana Pacers are the number 1 defensive rated team over the last 5 games. Now, of course, you got to put that in context, right? So real quick to put it in context, the Pacers are. I keep last 5 game numbers. I keep full season numbers, road and home numbers. So last 5 games, the Pacers are 21st in strength of schedule. So they played some cupcakes in there, but number 1 defensive rated team, you can't take it away from them. Number 1 defensive rated team. They're giving up 101.8 points per game. which is crazy. Never thought I would say that. I know it's ups and downs throughout the season. I didn't think that this would. I think they think the Pacers defense would go this high up though. But yeah, let's see. Brian says, "Give me the 6.5 with the Cavs in the under." To the under, they'll bring it tonight. Okay. Let's see. Benjamin says, "Hey Chris, I cashed a winning margin either team 1-5 with Golden State Toronto game. Golden State 1-10 wasn't available on Caesars, and it worked for me. Great market for a game. You think it will be a tight contest? I'm not sure how tight this one's gonna be, if I'm being honest. Not sure. But I think you do wait, like Mark says. Indiana finally been paying me back. Mark says, yeah, Mark was high on the Pacers, then they was dead to him because they were losing him so much money. He's starting to get it back, man. That's just the way the season goes. You know, it's a long season for sure. You can start getting some money back with these teams for sure. All right, let's move over to the next one. We got the Phoenix Suns and the Atlanta Hawks. Line open with the Atlanta Hawks actually laying a point, and now they're up to 5-point dogs. I see 4.5. It looks like it's consensus. So we'll update this. This should be 4.5 now. And the total has come down to about 235.5. Not a lot of movement on the total, but it has come down a little bit. So this was a game, man. Honestly, I really wanted to take Atlanta. I thought it was Atlanta's spot. I can't play Atlanta without Jalen Johnson, though. So let's jump into it. We got injury report first and foremost. We'll go with the Phoenix Suns side of things first. Grayson Allen is game time decision. He did leave the game. He's listed as probable. He did leave the game with a knee injury against the Charlotte Hornets the other day. Didn't play the second half. Royce O'Neal stepped in for him and hit a big shot to kind of seal that game the other day. Nurkic is ruled out on the opposite side for the Atlanta Hawks. You got Bogdanovic game time decision. Trae Young is also listed as questionable. And Jalen Johnson, the most important player in my opinion, he's out with a shoulder injury. So you got a revenge game for Atlanta. Phoenix won the last matchup on Thursday, 123-115 as a 6-point home favorite. And that total was at 238, and it pushed. Atlanta, I was going through the head-to-head stuff. They actually won 10 straight games in Atlanta between these two teams. You got to go all the way back to 2013 on March the 24th to find the last time that the Suns actually won a game in Atlanta. 102-95 on March the 4th, 2013. That's the last time that the Suns actually won in Atlanta. So Atlanta is 10-0 straight up since they've since that time frame. They've covered 6 straight in the head-to-head in the most recent 6 games. I really wanted to get there with Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta's spot, but I can't do it without Jalen Johnson. For Phoenix, and this is why it's an Atlanta spot. Phoenix, 5th game in 8 nights. They were just playing their 5th game in 7 nights the other day. And, against Charlotte, 5th game in 8 nights here. They exerted a lot of energy to come back in that game. This is also a 7th game in 11 nights for the Phoenix Suns. They've won 3 in a row, and 4 of their last 5 after dropping 4 straight. They're 7-2-1 to the under in their last 10 games, and this starts a 5-game road trip, at least a 5-game road trip for the Phoenix Suns. On the Atlanta side, they do have 4 days of rest in this spot because the Houston game was canceled because of the little snowstorm that they got. So they may have the major rest advantage here. The longer the game goes on, the more it should favor Atlanta. They've also been terrible recently. First game back home after a 6-game road trip, where they went just 2-4 straight up, 1-5 against the spread. It feels like a get-right spot for Atlanta. Plus, they got the revenge from last week. This is the first leg of a back-to-back for them. They got the Chicago Bulls coming to town tomorrow. I looked at Atlanta in revenge games. They're 4-3 against the spread and straight up, 6-1 to the over as well. And they're also 9-3 to the over with the rest advantage, including 4-over if they're at home with the rest advantage as well. So I wrote in my notes Atlanta plus the points and nothing, but I also wrote if Jalen Johnson plays. I want nothing to do with him if Jalen Johnson doesn't play. Phoenix has been kind of, slowly kind of putting it together, man. If you've been watching their last few games, since they've inserted Ryan Dunn into the starting lineup and got Bradley Beal coming off the bench. Also, Oso has been getting a lot more minutes. He kind of started the second half in the Charlotte game when they sent Mason Plumlee to the bench because he was playing like trash. And they've just been playing a lot better basketball. So I know Atlanta needs a win in the worst possible way. I think if I had to play the spread, I would be looking towards Atlanta plus the points with the number getting so big. But this was at like 1.5 last night. Phoenix probably also like, man, we eventually got to win in Atlanta. We can't keep losing every single game in Atlanta. So at the current number, I think I'd be looking towards Phoenix plus Atlanta plus the points, but I do think Phoenix can get the win. This would be a game that I would probably look at Phoenix 1-10 win margin. I think that they can win the game, just not win the back Atlanta without Jalen Johnson. And I'm not going to go through the numbers, but we know what the numbers are. I talk about it religiously on the show with Jalen Johnson on the floor versus him being off the floor. So that's my thought process on the game. Let's see what you guys are thinking in this one. Trae Young over as a 6 for Sheed. He is out. He is out, LJ, with a shoulder injury. Only thing they cut me off Atlanta. Only thing. PG says he'll take the Hawks here. I couldn't talk you off. D-Bookie says Trae points and assists over, 100 points over. Oyeko Kongu over his points as well. The DeAndre Hunter one makes a ton of sense. I feel like his usage is going to be a lot higher. He's been very inconsistent, but he is somebody that I want to look a little bit more into. Whenever Jalen Johnson isn't playing, I always want to look a little bit closer to DeAndre Hunter up and over his points prop. I want to look at the matchup, but yeah, I like that one a lot. D-Book, I like that one a lot. Hey, yo, you can tell he's new. He says, "Man, you up early." Bro, I'm always up this early, man. Nayeli says she likes the Suns though. She says -4.5 for her. Bill over his 3 should be able to get there. Trae won't be able to save the Hawks alone without telling Suns revenge and especially beating a tough Hornets team. Yeah, I don't know how tough the Hornets are, but yeah, I guess that's tough. I don't know. Ray says under for him, under 235.5. Totals are just so hard for me, man. I'm a contrarian under better. It's hard, man. It's hard in today's league. Even the Memphis game last night, I leaned under. And Desmond Bane hit that 3 at the end and a couple free throws late, and that game get pushed up and over the total 2. Totals are just so hard, man. Lester, new name in the chat, says I think Atlanta comes out well rested, just like the Rockets did last night. Atlanta first half and full game for him. I did watch the game last night, but I didn't watch all of it. Did not watch the third quarter. He says ruined the perfect night for him. Lakers, I forget how to play defense. And we talk about it, Brian. Stay off them Lakers, man. Stay off of them. Stay off in general, man. Let's see. PZ says you never make a pick on the games. This is by far not true, PZ. I can tell you're new here, but if you are new to sports betting, you know that there's injuries that impact every single thing. I just try to put the information out early, and I send out plays all the time, all the time. I actually put out 2 plays yesterday, and I got 3 plays that I played already today. So I can tell you new here, probably just pay attention. Just pay attention. Try to type less. Take your notebook out. Paul says Capella is super unreliable, but he's has 13 straight double digit rebound games versus Phoenix. No Jalen means more rebound opportunities and no Nurkic for Phoenix. See that? I like your logic. I like your logic a lot. Let's see. All right, I think we did a pretty good job here. Let's move over to the next one. Next game we got up is the Pelicans and the Bulls. So, who was this guy in the comments section that we were just talking about that said I don't make plays? Beezy? Yeah, I already gave out a play too. But anyway, neither here nor there. I did play this game. This line is gone. The number that I gave out is gone. Low CLV. We'll see if it's trash or not. Let's see. So, actually, let's go update this. So, you got the Pelicans on the road. They are only getting they're getting 1.5 now. So the Bulls line is coming down, and the total is going up. 239.5 is the consensus right now. Is the total for this game. So I played over in this game. Yeah, I played over in this game. Me and Jacob were going back and forth in the Discord last night. We just jumped straight into it. We were going back and forth in the Discord last night, and I told him when this total opened, I really wanted to get there with it. This opened at 234. I think it opened like 232 and a half, 233. It's up 7 points. I actually played this and sent it out to the members last night. My last play I sent out last night went over in this game. So we'll go through it real quick. Injury report, we got DeJounte Murray listed as He was listed as probable, but it looks like he's going to play. Brandon Ingram and Herb Jones continue to be out. Herb Jones not being on the floor hurts the defense a lot. One of the reasons I like the over in this game on the Chicago side, they could get Ingram to school back. He is listed as questionable with that calf injury. Cody White also missed the game on Sunday against the Sacramento Kings. He's listed as questionable with a neck injury in this one. So we'll see if they play. Torrey Craig continues to be out. So you got a Pelicans team that's actually beat the Chicago Bulls 123-111 as a 5-point home favorite earlier this season. That game went over to 225 total. This one opened a little bit higher, and that's only being pushed up. So looking at the Pelicans, man, they actually beat the Philadelphia 76ers by 8 as a 7.5-point dog the other day. I think that was on Saturday. Then they almost beat Boston. They lost 119-120 as a 14.5-point road dog. And this is the last of a 3-game road trip for them. First leg of a back-to-back. They got a game against the Dallas Mavericks at home tomorrow. Last 2 games, their 3-point shooting has been like really, really good. And that's one of the reasons why I like the over. They shot 18 for 40 from the 3-point line, 45% against the Philadelphia 76ers. They shot 17 for 37 against Boston, 46%. So they're scoring the basketball really, really well. It is a 5th game in 8 nights, which hopefully impacts their defense a little bit more than it impacts their offense. I feel like, Zion being back, he was suspended for a game, so it's not a 5th game in 8 nights for him. Trey Murphy also missed a couple games because he was injured, but he shot the leather off the ball against the Boston Celtics the other day. I just look at the Pelicans. I'm thinking that they're going to be able to score the basketball. We know that the Bulls can score. 3rd straight home game for them. They lost by 5 to Sacramento the other day. First leg of a back-to-back. They got the Hawks coming to town tomorrow. And even though they're 7-3 to the under, I think that this game goes up and over the total. So last 5 games, I see the Pels are 17th in pace. The Bulls are 3rd in pace. You know that the Bulls like to get up and down the floor. More importantly, for the total, last 5 games, the Pels are 19th in offensive efficiency. The 19 doesn't sound like a big number, but on the full season, they're 27. So the Pels offense with Zion being back, Trey Murphy being back, DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum. You got, some guys off the bench that can knock down some shots, like Hawkins as well. Jordan Hawkins, one of the better, probably bench 3-point shooters in the NBA. I think that they're going to be able to keep up. We know Chicago, you got to pace up. Chicago paces everybody up. Offense averaging for the Pelicans about 5 more points per game than they have averaged over the full season in their last 5 games. Chicago, 4th in offensive efficiency last 5 games. They're scoring 2nd most points in this under 25.5. So I played the total last night at 237.5. I didn't even get the best of the number because, like I said, it was at 234, I think it was. But I knew I would wake up in the morning and be higher. And it's up to 240, 239.5. I'm only looking towards the over, even when it comes up. This is one I'm glad I got in on. It didn't play the side. I do think the Pelicans can come in here and sneak out one, but we know if I bet on the Bulls, the opposite is going to happen. So I just chose to play the total. In this one. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Vaughn says, speaking of that Bane 3-pointer late in that game, saved my +2.5. Yeah, +3.5 was out there as well. LJ says he likes DeJounte Murray assist to go over. Could not talk you off of that. I will write that down. That just makes a ton of sense. Over on his assists. D Boogie says Pels if Zion plays, but I don't care about this game. Zion points over if he plays, though. I think he could put a lot of pressure on the rim for sure. Brian says he likes Vucevic to get a double-double. Mr. No Problem says his total has gone over 5 of New Orleans' last 6 games. We're playing on the road against Chicago. Love it. Ellie says this is a stay away. I feel like this will be a very close game since the spread is so low. So over 239 and maybe over both teams total. Those are playing. When I saw the Pels put up 119 against Boston in that last game, and that was a bounce back spot for Boston after Boston had just lost to Sacramento. I said, oh yeah, if they can score against Boston, they can get 119 against Boston, they can get to 125 against Chicago. So yeah, I was already looking towards the over in this one. Let's see. Pels on the money line. Mark says he played that over 237.5, over a pass for Sheed. DeJounte triple-double plus 1,500 for Frank on DraftKings. Vaughn says he says small play. Vaughn says seems like who said something about DeJounte. He's been playing like Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, I took him under that one game, and it was the first time he had scored 20 points in about 5 years, but he got there. You're right, man. I'm not betting on DeJounte anymore. CJ McCollum and Trey Murphy over their threes. I need them. I need them today for sure. I need CJ to look like CJ. Taylor likes CJ. 4+ threes, Bulls 26, most threes allowed, 4th most versus above the break three versus teams that are 20th or more in 3-point attempts allowed. He's over in 6 of his 9 games, averaging 5. CJ scoring 41% of his points from the above the break three. Let them fly, CJ. Let them fly. Let them fly. I need to see them fly today. Yeah, Brim, there's a 7-day free link. You don't get a promo code. You just get a link. Brim, it's in the description of the video. You get 7 days for free if you want to check out Outlier, Brim. Appreciate you, Justin, for coming through, man. Hope your daughter has a great day at school today. Helping Hand says, if the Redskins go to the bowl, I better see you there, Chris. I don't know about going to the bowl, but that would be nice. That would be really nice. I think we did a pretty good job. It's over here, man. It's over for sure. Natalie says, Chris, I came across Levine and Westbrook double-doubles with a crazy payout. What do you think? So Westbrook double-double, Zach Levine double-double. Why do you think Zach Levine's getting double-double? How's Zach Levine getting double-double? Is it assist? Maybe Josh Giddey double-double. I don't know about Zach Levine. Let me know why you like that. I'm interested to know. All right, let's keep it pushing. Next game up, we got Kings and Bucks. Line open with the Kings, with the Bucks laying a point. It's since moved to 2.5 on some books. Total open 230. Originally, first total I saw was on Bet Online yesterday. This was at 230. It went up to 231. Then it went up to 232. Then it came back down to 230. Now it's back up to 232. So I do a lot of. I'm sorry, it's down to 228.5, and a lot of that is because of the offense. I do a lot of like watching these. I've been trying to do a better job of trying to get to these numbers early. So injury report in this one, I think, is what's pushing the total down. We got on the Sacramento Kings side, we got Malik Monk listed as questionable with a throwing injury. That's significant. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. On the Bucks side, Chris Middleton is out. Gary Trent Jr. is listed as game time decision. He's truly listed as questionable. I think that also impacts the offense as well. So both of those. So and of course Chris Middleton is already out. I think I said that already. So the Bucks had owned the Kings. I remember doing Cal show last year. The Bucks had owned the Kings, and the Kings actually smoked the Bucks. They had beat them 9 straight times at the Bucks, and the Kings actually went into. They were at home. I think they were laying a 1.5, and they smoked the Bucks. They beat them 129-94 as a 1.5-point home favorite to get over the hump and finally beat the Bucks. Sacramento, as jaXon talked about earlier, been balling. They're 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games. They've won 7 in a row. This is the last of a 3-game road trip for them. You got the Bucks on the other side coming off a super embarrassing loss. They lost by 34 points to the Knicks in the Garden the other day. They had won 3 straight in a row. And also, first leg of a back-to-back, they got Orlando coming to town tomorrow through the Milwaukee Bucks. And they have back-to-back overs against the Orlando and New York side of things. So this is going to be an interesting game, man. Not one that I think I want to play. I think I just kind of want to watch this one. You could, on one side of things, you could say, you can make a case for the Bucks and say that they've been playing, really, really good basketball outside of running into the Knicks. And just kind of let their guard down. The Knicks needed a confidence boost to win after losing by, 20 plus to the Oklahoma City Thunder the other day. So it was a nice bounce back spot for them. The Bucks just weren't locked in offensively. Clearly, they weren't locked in defensively after giving up 140 points. So you could say, a nice little bounce back spot for the Bucks. You could also say on the Kings side that this team is absolutely balling. We just kind of talked about it, and to put some numbers to it, some more numbers to it. The Kings. Let's see. Sacramento strength of schedule last 5 games is Sacramento strength of schedule is 8 in their last 5 games. They're the number 1 offensive rated team, 125.6 points per game. Defensively, 19th. They were a lot better before playing Chicago the other day. They're giving up 113.2 offensive efficiency numbers, number 1. Defensive efficiency numbers, number 8. Third in the efficiency differential. They're 7th in pace. and like I said, 8th in strength of schedule. If you look at the Bucks, they are 22nd in strength of schedule over the last 5 games. Offensively, kind of middle of the pack. Defensively, kind of middle of the pack. Winning by about 1 point, which is very, very close to where this line is. I was matching the two teams up on the floor yesterday, and there's just some conflicting things. So I think I'm gonna stay off of this one. I know Sacramento will want to play fast because they've been playing like they've been shot out of a cannon as of late. The Bucks, they typically do a pretty good job of getting back, being able to kind of limit opponents from getting out and running. The Bucks have been taking a lot of shots at the rim, third in rim frequency, but Sacramento's top 10 defensively in rim shots in general. Sacramento also playing pretty good against the three-point shot. Defensively, they've looked a lot better over the last 5 games in the full season. Outside of allowing Chicago to shoot 48% from the three-point line in that last game, that was what killed that team totals from staying under. So this was a game that I guess I kind of leaned towards the under, but I'm not playing no under between these two fast-paced teams. Well, not the Sacramento team in general. Milwaukee does play super slow. They're not a fast-paced team at all. So if they dictate pace, maybe it goes under. If they come out motivated and want to play defense, maybe it goes under. I don't have a strong feel for the side though. So I just kind of lean. I kind of wanted, Monk to be in and Chris Middleton to be in, and I was going to play the over. That's the way I was looking. Let's see what you guys think here. Sabonis averaging 19.5 rebounds on the road versus the East, LJ Simmons. So looking at Sabonis up and over his rebound prop for LJ. Let's see. Rebounds for Sabonis. Sabonis rebounds are listed at 14.5, minus 104 on FanDuel is the best number currently available. Could not talk you off a little Sabonis love in this game. Bucks money line for Brian. My favorite play tonight is in this game. Giannis points. Giannis historically kills the Kings. If you take a look at the numbers, you'll probably play it, Vaughn says. So right now, Giannis, I do expect Giannis to come out and play hard in this game. The Boogie says Bucks, Giannis points over, Dame points. Bucks got blown out last game. I took the money line last night. Let's go for Mr. No Problem. So it looks like we like a lot of people like the Bucks. Lee says he's leaning Bucks and Monk is out. I don't remember seeing them get hurt last game. I don't remember seeing them either. Maybe I missed something though. Fox over his points. He should cook, Lester says. My fault if I'm breaking up. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it is 228.5, Mark. I missed that. I did miss that. It's definitely going under though. All right, so yeah, no strong. Sound like people like the Bucks to bounce back. I can see the Bucks bouncing back. I could also see the Kings continuing to play really, really good basketball. Man, it seems like a Bucks bounce back spot, but I don't think I'm gonna play it. We'll see how it goes though. Maybe I'll look into that Giannis look a little bit more. Let's get over to the next one. Another game that I don't have a super strong feel on. So we got the Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets. Lines at 4.5 total. Actually open 229.5. It's up to 232. And I think a lot of that is based on just the injury report on the Dallas Mavericks side of things, because Luka's still out, but Kyrie has been upgraded to questionable. He has not played in quite a while. He's missed 5 games for the Dallas Mavericks, so he could potentially come back in this game. We don't know for sure, and that's why I don't know for sure if I'm betting it, because I need to know if Kyrie's gonna play. Man, he means a lot to the team, of course. Dante Exum continues to be out, and then on the Dallas Mavericks side of things, Jamal Murray is listed as probable. He did play last game. I think he's gonna play. Jokic also listed as probable. So we just saw these two teams play. Denver just beat Dallas. We were on the minus 3.5, I think it was. Denver looked like a shell of themselves into the fourth quarter. They actually outscored the Dallas Mavericks, I think, by 20 points in the fourth quarter. It was something like 33-12 or something like that. So they did end up winning and covering, even a late number at 5.5. That game did go under the 232. Denver has actually won, I think, 2 of the 3 meetings between the two teams. So this is the last game here. For Denver, it's the first leg of the back-to-back. They fly back home tomorrow to host the Houston Rockets. I said this on Sunday, but Denver, been playing a little bit better recently. And it all kind of started, in my opinion, with Russell Westbrook being inserted into the starting lineup. Coach Mike Malone, clearly trusts Westbrook, and Westbrook's been playing really good basketball, kind of bringing some energy and effort to that starting unit outside of just Jokic. They've won 4 in a row and 4 of their last 5 as well. They won 4 in a row and 4 of their last 5. For the Dallas side, this is 5th game in 8 nights. They're only 3-7 straight up and 2-8 against the spread. Also, first leg of a back-to-back for them. They got a game with the Pelicans tomorrow. I think it's still going to be in Dallas. But we'll see what happens with Kyrie. Not a game that I'm super interested in betting, honestly. I just catch with Denver. I don't want to run back to the well with them. We know that they're not great as a road favorite. If Kyrie gets ruled in, I'm expecting this total to go up. I'm not sure what he's going to look like after missing 5 straight games. Don't really like laying a bunch of points with Denver either. So I guess I lean towards Dallas to be able to keep this one closer than they did in the last one if Kyrie plays, but not a game that I really, really like at all. Not a game that I really like at all. So that's my quick analysis on this one. Niley says she likes the Mavs on the money line. Mark says Mavs plus 4.5. Come on, Kyrie. I can see it. Mavs plus 4.5 money line if Kyrie plays. D Boogie says, yeah, a lot of people liking Mavs here. Mavs with Kyrie, Brian says. Westbrook needs to go back to the bench. He's still in stats from Jokic. LJ says, just bet on Westbrook, no. LJ. I couldn't talk anybody off looking towards Denver, towards Dallas early as well. Dallas jumped out on Denver in their last game, man. It was actually very frustrating. My head was starting to hurt watching that game because I'm betting Dallas, Denver to win the game. They go down 32-17 at the end of the first quarter. And I'm like, boy. So I couldn't talk anybody off playing Dallas early, especially with the quick revenge here. Denver, for whatever reason, they sleep throughout the first half. Talked about those numbers. I think on the full season, they're still the worst first quarter team in the NBA are the Denver Nuggets. And real quick, I just want to put some numbers to that, and we'll get push into the last game. So first quarter against the spread, Denver is 13-23, 13-23-2 against the spread in the first quarter are the Denver Nuggets, worse than the NBA by far. Dallas not too much better, 17-21, but it's what Denver do. Last 10 games, they're only 3-7 against the spread in the first quarter as well. Dallas is 5-5. Take with that information, do what you want. Not a game that I'm super interested in betting. Next game up, last game on the board. This is the one that I just sent out. I do need to update these lines because I have not done so. Brooklyn and Portland, super ugly game when you look at it initially. But I like over. I thought it was going to move. It actually moved. It hits me, it looks like, maybe a little bit. So total is up to 217.5. Probably should have got to this one last night too. And this is more like a play that I'm trying to bet before the market in this one. So if we look at the injury report, and that's the reason why I like the total, we got a Brooklyn team that has a couple guys actually listed as game time decision in this one, or questionable. Ben Simmons, who has been playing, D'Angelo Russell, who is questionable, has not played in like their last 4 or 5 games. And then you also got Nicholas Claxton questionable, and Cam Johnson is listed as questionable. So this total open, at like 2. I think I got 218 in my notes. It got bet down all the way down to 215.5 last night. Now, this morning, I saw it starting to come back up to 217, 218 was out there as well. I think I just sent out 217.5. I like this total. I think that if those guys get rolled in, we start to see this total go up. I'm just kind of betting with the market here. I'm looking at Portland. First and foremost, when Cam Johnson and D'Angelo on the floor, both of those guys are plus for the offense. So Brooklyn's offense is going to drastically improve, in my opinion. Getting D'Lo back at point guard is going to help everybody else, especially a guy like Cam Johnson, get some wide open looks. Help a guy like Nicholas Claxton, be able to throw some lobs towards the rim. So D'Lo is a plus offensive player, a minus defensive player. Portland has actually won back-to-back games in the head-to-head matchup. Both of those games were last season. They covered both spreads as well. I'm not laying points with Portland. Brooklyn is coming off. This is the third of a 6-game road trip. First leg from back-to-back. They get Clippers tomorrow, and they're coming off the overtime game against the Utah Jazz. They've actually lost 5 straight in 8 of their last 10, but that, of course, was with the compromised roster. Portland, back-to-back losses against Dallas and Miami, a second straight home game, and they host the Clippers on Thursday, so they do get a little bit of rest out of this game. So, yeah, I like over in this game. It's not a super big play, but I did play over, expecting some of those guys to play on the Brooklyn's injury report in this game. On the Portland side of things, Denny Avdia is listed as questionable. Robert Williams is also game time decision, and Jeremy Grant continues to be out. So I think Portland, like I've been watching them play a little bit more. Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharp, Denny Avdia. These guys, they can score the basketball. They just struggle defensively. And I think Brooklyn, getting their guys back, should be able to put up some points in this one. So over 217.5, still available right now, is my play in this one. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this game, and then we'll do a quick recap and get off. Let's see. Denver first half or first quarter for me, 1780 co-op says. I would think the opposite, but we'll see. Taylor says Simmons under 23.5 points. That's ranked number 1 in limiting points to the pick and roll ball handler. Simmons scores 37 points. 37% of his points here. First team's ranked 10th or better limiting points in the pick and roll. He's under. And 10 of his 16 games, averaging just 19 points. You do not like to see that if you like an over. So now we need Shaedon Sharp to have a big game, but I still think we can give this one up and over the total. LJ says Brooklyn first quarter on the road. I played it last game against Utah, and it was a winner. Put it in the Discord. I don't know, man. I saw Portland come out really, really terrible against the Heat the other day. I kind of feel like they make a more concerted effort early in the game. So Portland's one of those teams, kind of Jekyll and Hyde. Like, you don't know what you're going to get on a nightly basis. Against Dallas in that game before, the last game of that road trip, they had the lead for the full game. They smoked Dallas in the first quarter. They come home, super flat spot. Miami goes up, I think, double digits at the end of the first quarter. And Miami's not that good of a first quarter team, in my opinion. Not that they get smoked like that. So Portland could bring it in this spot, but Brooklyn is, I think, like 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 first quarters. They typically bring it in the first quarter. Last 10 first quarters, Brooklyn is 9-1 against the spread. So I'm not going to bet against that, OJ, if I'm just kind of thinking about it out loud. Nets +6. If either Cam plays, so Cam Thomas is not going to play for sure. Cam Johnson is looking at that. Mark, thinking about the Denver first quarter angle. Memphis trifecta yesterday was beautiful. That 3-point shot at the buzzer. Come on now. Brian says, yeah. Shout out to Desmond Bain. Nayeli says Nets money line, Cam Johnson over his threes, and she likes the over. So some agreement there. Mark says, I'm liking Portland team total under 111.5. You don't think they can get to 112 against Brooklyn, Mark? I think so, man. I think so. Justin says he put the Bucks in his pocket at -132. I'm back. And same day says he likes Anthony Simons to get 3+3s in this game. So small play on the over for me. I'm not trusting either one of these defenses to hold the other team down. So that's the way I'm kind of looking at this one. If we get into a quick recap, because that is the last game on the board, and this needs to go red, go green, and play it. I don't think I got 216 though. Did I get 216? What did I send out to the members? A lot going on in my brain, man. Let's see. 217.5 is what I got. So yeah, this should be green, but it should be 217.5. This was clearly from last night. Should have played it at 216. Jalen Williams points under. Just the lean right now. Philly team total. I don't think they get to 105. Also going to add on here, just OKC minus the 10 or whatever the best number is. Let's see what I can find. OKC. Let's move into 11 now. Looks like Hard Rock got 11. OKC minus the 11. There's a couple 11s out there if you like OKC. Most 11.5 though. So that's on the short list. Atlanta plus the points is the way that I would look. You can get Atlanta plus 5.5 on ESPN bet. Just not think it's a terrible spot for the Suns. Like I said, 7 game and 11 nights for the Suns. And they struggle in Atlanta. 0-10 straight up. Even without Jalen Johnson. I'm not looking to back the Suns laying that many points on the road. And yeah, that's it for myself, man. That's it. A couple of things that I heard on the show that I'm gonna look a little bit deeper into. So appreciate you guys for sharing these. Yabusele over his 6.5 boards. DeAndre Hunter over his points, especially without Jalen Johnson. DeJounte Murray over his assists. Giannis over his points. Vaughn mentioned that, and Anthony Simons under on his points. Other things I think you guys can look at. Hopefully the show was helpful, as I always say. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Everybody for tapping in. Resources, as always, are key. Check them out if you guys are interested. Any ways that I use any of the resources I use to kind of handicap the game. There are, like discount codes and promos that you can get, so you don't have to pay full price for any of these. So check these out. Enjoy your Tuesday, man. We will be back tomorrow to get into the Wednesday slate, man. Y'all have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.